Well, hello, Bucs fans. How about that? Are we a little better now? Are we a little happier now? Can we all calm down a little bit now? I'm excited about this. It's about as good of a game as you can have. Bucs win. Bucs win. The good guys win. How's everybody doing today? Dave, how are you doing?
It's a great day, and it's light outside. It's wonderful. I love it. It's a perfect day.
Yeah, how about that? I'm going to get to bed early. Guys, this is about as good of a win as you're going to get. It was not perfect, but it was pretty freaking close. It really was. It was pretty darn close. Brady threw for over 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. He got sacked a couple of times, only a handful of penalties. Guys, he's thrown for more than 200 passes in a row with no interceptions, which is a Bucs record. He's on pace to crush the Bucs record for touchdowns in a season. And most of the posts that I see are people complaining about our defense. Guys, this was a great day. This was a good game. All right. This was a very, very, very good game.
Well, to add to
let's
the Brady,
talk about it quarter by quarter. How about that? You take it with the first.
All right. First quarter, Miami took the opening kickoff and drove down to the Bucs 5, settling for a 23-yard Jason Sanders field goal. The key play was a Jacoby Brissett to Preston Williams 34-yard pass completion down to the Buc 9. There was an O.J. Howard sighting with a 9-yard touchdown, a 9-yard reception up to the Buc 30 at the 10:41 mark. The Bucs immediately answered with an 80-yard, 4-minute, 13-second touchdown drive that ended with the Tom Brady 10-yard touchdown completion right down the middle to Giovanni Bernard. Welcome back, Gio. Ryan Suckup added the extra point, making the score Tampa Bay 3 and Miami 3. Dolphins responded with a touchdown drive of their own. 8 plays, 75 yards. It took 3 minutes and 43 seconds. The touchdown was a Jacoby Brissett 24-yard pass to deep left, caught by Myles Gaskin. Score Miami 10, Tampa Bay 7. Jacoby Brissett injured his hamstring and he was carted off to the locker room, though he did return. Tampa Bay was on a drive when the quarter ended, and they were at the Miami 14. End of first quarter score, the Miami Dolphins 10 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7.
The Bucs opened the second with a quick field goal, tying the score, followed by quick 6 for the Bucs on a 62-yard strike from Brady to Antonio Brown. Let's see. Then quickly after that, there was a second Brady to Brown touchdown with under 2 minutes. It brought the score to 24-10. A sack by Shaq Barrett caused a fumble that gave the Bucs a shot at a last-second field goal by Bradley Pinion, a 60-yard attempt that he was wide left on, but that left the score at the half, 24-10. And Dave, take it from there.
Bucs received the second half kick and punted after a 4-play drive. The Dolphins had their longest drive of the year, an 87-yard, 11-play drive that took up 5:52 on the clock. The end result was a 1-yard touchdown pass from Jacoby Brissett to Myles Gaskin, which was his second receiving TD on the day. On the Dolphins drive, the Bucs repeatedly had defenders draped all over Brissett. However, he kept completing passes in spite of the pressure. The key play on this drive was a Richard Sherman pass interference call in the end zone while he was covering Preston Williams. The score, Tampa Bay 24, Miami 17. The third quarter ended with the Bucs on a long sustained drive at the Miami 5. The end of third quarter score, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 24 and the Miami Dolphins 17.
Guys, it was all Bucs. That's pretty much the story of the fourth quarter. It was all Bucs, nothing but the Bucs. They opened the fourth quarter on a 5-yard blast by Leonard Fournette that stretched the lead to 31-17. They shut the Dolphins down immediately, and Brady connected with Evans on a 34-yard touchdown before he can blink. Another touchdown to Evans Guys, it got ugly. You know the final. In general, this was not even close. This game wasn't even as close as the score showed. 45-17. Guys, could have been higher. They pulled Brady halfway through the fourth quarter. When you're pulling your starters halfway through the fourth quarter and you're still winning by this much, you still have that many points on the board, you still have that kind of production, you had a heck of a day. This is kind of the day we've all been waiting for them to have. Whether you want to admit it or not, defensively, they did great. Whether you want to admit it or not, offensively, they did great. This is everything we've wanted to see. Any complaining, anything you guys might have about this team, it's the wrong day to do it. They looked phenomenal. Any thoughts, Dave?
It was a complete game. The offense was exceptional. I think the most valuable player or the most valuable person would be Byron Leftwich. The offensive game plan was phenomenal. They got the ball to the tight end early. They were finding the seams. They were rotating the ball. You didn't know who was going to get it. AB had 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans had 2 touchdowns late. It was a absolute offensive symphony, so to speak. It was phenomenal to watch.
What a fun game. I mean, look, we didn't expect it to be close, but this was everything you hoped for. This was about as good as it gets, guys. This game was complete, was all around what you want from your team. When you play a team that's not as good as yours, this is what you hope to see.
And you had 121 yards rushing to boot. So it wasn't just distributing the ball to the different receivers. It was running the ball, timely runs. It was a near flawless offensive performance.
Yeah, it was balanced. It was everybody showed up. It was fantastic. Do we have any news on Levante David, who went to the locker room, I know, to get x-rays?
The x-rays were negative, but I can't help but think that Gronk's x-rays were negative too. However, with an ankle injury, you would expect the x-ray to be more telling than it was for Gronk.
Right. This was about, guys. There are times you watch a game. There are times you're looking at a game and you're going, I mean, I saw the post start immediately when the Dolphins drove down and got their first 3 points. The posts started immediately about our defense sucks, our secondary sucks, our blah, blah, blah. Guys, they scored 17 points. All right. It wasn't close. There was never any real fear of this team, nor should there have been. But I think what's happened is Bucs fans have gotten spoiled, and it's no longer. I always joked around about BTSD, Bucs traumatic stress disorder, where we just feel like things are bad. Now I just think it's people acting like spoiled little babies. Look, the defense rose to the occasion. The defense played well today. Suck it up, guys.
They got turnovers.
Well. Yeah, they did everything. Everything was as it should have been.
Jacoby Brissett should not have been in the game as long as he was. It was just he was already had his hamstring problem starting in the second quarter. He wasn't the same after that, and the Bucs were basically beating him up in the second half. So
agreed.
I think that if I'm a Dolphin fan, I'm really unhappy with Flores for leaving him in as long as they did.
Agreed, guys. I want to bring this up here real quick. Let's before we get too deep into this, let's pay some bills. Whoops, I've got to. Let's pay some bills. We've got a sponsor that we want to sort of give a little give a little word about here. Attention, sports bettors. Today's sponsor, ATS Wins, is a company with a 30-year track record of betting success and giving our fans the best bet on tomorrow night's Monday Night Football matchup between the Colts and the Ravens. They strongly advise everybody to bet on it tonight because tomorrow they predict the line will move against them. Get the right bet at the right price tonight by texting Bucs, BUCS, to 828-800-WINS. That's 828-800-9467. Again, text Bucs, BUCS, to 828-800-WINS. That's 828-800-9467. All right, and get ATS Wins best bet on tomorrow night's Monday Night Football game, absolutely free, no obligation, just a winner you can bank on. All right, guys, but let's get back to this game. Let's get back right now and talk about what happened today. Let's talk about the damage done to the Dolphins today by this Buccaneers team. I don't think it gets a whole heck of a lot better than what we saw today. Normally we do this a little later, but I want to do it now, Dave. You brought up, you said player of the game should be, or person of the game should be Byron Leftwich. Honestly, I'm going to give it to Tom Brady. I mean, he was gold. He was absolute gold. I mean, everybody looked good because Tom Brady looked good. Tom Brady made the whole thing was humming. Everything was humming. 5 touchdown passes, 400 yards, no interceptions. He's out of the game by midway through the fourth quarter. You crush the opposition. It was never close. I think the Buccaneers punted the ball one time. Tom Brady to me is the player of the game. And in chat, on Facebook and on YouTube and Twitter, all of you folks, tell us who you think the player of the game is. But to me, come on.
Well, I'm going to have to go with Antonio Brown. I'm a history buff, and he was the fastest player to make 900 receptions. He broke Marvin Harrison's previous mark. He had 7 receptions, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the electric 62-yard touchdown, which I thought really jump-started and gave extra juice to the offense. So I'm going to go with Antonio Brown.
He definitely had a good game. I don't disagree with that, but to me, it was Brady delivering the ball to him, and he did the same thing to Mike Evans. This is the first game I think we did not miss Rob Gronkowski terribly, although Tom Brady got sacked. Thank you, O.J. Howard, who completely
missed several blocks.
Yeah, but
I think he had as many missed blocks as he did receptions. So
yeah. Carl Hardy says Leonard Fournette looked very good today. Yes, and I don't know what Dave. Can you check what was the total rushing yards for the Buccaneers?
It's 121 yards, 67 by Fournette on 12 carries, and he had the touchdown. Giovanni Bernard got involved. He had 4 rushes for 21. Ronald Jones the second, 5 for 21, and the rest were just quarterback.
Yeah,
scrambles.
Yeah, it's nice to not have Tom Brady be your leading rusher.
No, he was 4th today with 13 yards.
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
The other guys got better. It wasn't him.
Say it
He's
again,
about
guys.
the same.
I'm going to say it again. Can we settle the debate? Can we stop talking about it? Can we make it permanent? Can we, from this point forward, can we say it and say it finally once and for all, guys? Once and for all. Leonard Fournette should be the starting running back. Leonard Fournette should be the starting running back. Leonard Fournette should be the starting running back. I said say it once and for all. I said it 3 times. Hopefully you guys agree with me, but Leonard Fournette looks like the back that the Bucs should be counting on, should be relying on. Let's just move forward with that and stop worrying about damaging the fragile ego of Ronald Jones or something, okay? It's all right, Rojo. You're not as good. You're great to have back there. I like you. I'm happy you're on my team right now. And, you're great to have back behind Leonard Fournette, but you're great to have back behind Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette was regular season Lenny today.
I mean, he looks healthy for the first time in years, and he looks like when he was in his prime with the Jags. He's running exceptionally hard
for a touchdown, and it was a flashback to old Leonard. Yeah.
If he didn't have the game he did against the Patriots, they may not have come out with the win.
Yeah, I agree with that. And we're going to do something a little different today, guys. We have, as far as the phone number to reach us at, it's going to be a little bit different than the normal phone number. Let's see here. You will be able to call. This is a different number than normal, and this is only probably for this week. If you want to be a part of this, you will be calling. I'll put the number here on the screen if you want to join the conversation. But we're also going to open it up for you to join us on screen, like we used to in the past. We're going to do it again. But there is the phone number if you want to call in. And here I'm going to post the link now if you want to join us on StreamYard. And let me get that out here to you guys.
I did want to jump in, Rick. There's a couple of NFC South finals, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead. Take us around the NFC South.
It's over now. The Eagles beat the Panthers. The Panthers dropped to 3-2. The finals 21-18. Not such a good news for the Bucs in Washington. The Saints held on and extended their lead at the end and won 33-22. And if you weren't up early for breakfast in London, well, the Falcons defeated the Jets 27-20. They never trailed and got out to an early lead. Kyle Pitts had a breakout game. And let me give you some stats.
Yeah, what I saw of Kyle Pitts.
This was his breakout game.
Yeah.
He had 9 receptions on 10 targets, 119 yards, and a touchdown. Matt Ryan, 342 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Zach Wilson looked like a rookie today, 19 of 32 for 192, no touchdowns and 1 interception. Rookie Michael Carter had 10 rushes for 38 yards and a TD, and added 3 receptions for 20 yards. And Corey Davis was 4 for 7 for 45. And the Falcons improved to 2-3. I don't think they're much of a threat. You're beating the Jets in London on a different continent.
Barely.
Other than that, it was kind of a yawn.
Yeah. So what that means, though, with the Panthers losing and the Bucs winning, is the Bucs have sole possession of the NFC South, if I'm correct. Falcons are 2 games back, and the Saints, I believe, are 1 game back, tied with the Panthers. Double check me on that, Dave.
That is correct.
Yeah. So the Bucs are back in control of their own destiny in the NFC South.
I got Jameis Winston stats for those who seem to be so interested.
I you know what? I'm interested. Let's hear them.
Okay, Jameis Winston was 15 for 30. That's 50%. For 279 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. But he did have a fumble loss, too. So that's 2 turnovers for Jameis.
I don't know if you saw his one of his touchdowns was very classic Jameis, just throw it up, and somebody went up and got it. And in the end zone. And to me, that's just so typical Jameis. In the meantime, look what's happening here. It really is. It's great to be a Tampa Bay Bucs fan. Again, the Bucs are 4-1. Bucs fans are complaining. Everything is as it should be. Bucs fans saying that things are terrible. The sky is falling. The defense looks awful. The secondary sucks. Everything is bad. Woe is me. In the meantime, we're 4-1.
You did what you needed to do, but let's not have illusions. The Dolphins have given up more 20-plus yard plays than any other team in the NFL. So our offense did what they should have done against the Dolphins.
But they did what they should have done.
But they did.
Right.
And they did it in style.
They can't do better. I always laugh at this argument where it's like, you beat a bad team. Well, what were we supposed to do today?
Beat up a bad team. In the second half, they beat them up.
Right. What do you want? Okay. Yes, they suck, and they sure looked like it today compared to us, and that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be that way. In a game like this, they're supposed to absolutely take control of the game. They are supposed to absolutely dominate. They're supposed to make the other team look bad, and they did all of that. Listen, there were so many good things about this game and the way this team played. They played disciplined football. They played balanced football. Everything about this was as it should be. So come on, guys. I want to hear from you. Join the conversation. Call 770-633-0001. By the way, I've noticed it's been very quiet from Jacob Charnow, just saying. But give us a shout if you guys want to talk. And I believe here in just a moment, we are going to get an update from the Bruce Arians press conference. Let me send a link here, and let me see if we can get the info in here.
I mean, the only down thing today is Levante David getting hurt, and you've got a quick turnaround at Philadelphia on Thursday.
Yeah, and
Other than that,
Thursday road games are terrible. You basically don't get to practice.
Right.
The other team gets a day or two, and you don't get any.
And the Eagles are fresh off a win in Carolina, so no pun intended. They should be flying pretty high.
Don't sleep on the Eagles team. Don't sleep on the Eagles.
No.
Right. I don't think
especially in Philly.
A bad team. Yeah. I don't think that's a bad team. So, yeah, we will see here shortly whether I'm interested in hearing what Arians has to say. Let's find out here from Keith. Hold on. All right, Keith. Hello, my friend. How you doing?
Well, that was a offensive explosion, huh?
Yeah, kind of a little bit. A little bit. Tell me, tell me. I mean, what? Tell me, Bruce Arians was finally happy, please.
Well, he was in a little more jovial mood. We do have his Bruce Arians' medical opinion of Levante David is he has a high ankle sprain, but that's not confirmed by the doctors yet. Let's see. Fournette has become, according to Bruce Arians, an all-around complete back with great strides in pass catching and protection.
Yep. No, you mean he's back to what we thought he'd be in the first place?
Well, I think what I really heard there was Ronald Jones will not be getting a lot of reps.
He's on your fantasy team. Drop him like a hot potato.
Exactly. Richard Sherman. Arians kept asking Sherman if he wanted to come out. He said no, he wants to stay in. So Sherman looking to prove himself. I think he feels like he hasn't lived up to his name yet so far, but it's only been a game and a half or so, right?
Well, yeah, and I think he's trying to get himself in football shape, and especially in a game like this, now's the time to do it. I mean, when there's not a lot of risk.
He did get flagged for the interference in the end zone, resulting in one of the Dolphins' touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a couple plays where he took a really bad angle trying to tackle somebody, and the guy got like another 10 yards. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Is he technically the fourth string? He's the fourth DB, right?
He is actually the fourth
Not
string.
at the moment.
Right. And he's starting. So that's the problem.
Right.
But all in all, I thought it was a great game. I mean, we're waiting for the rest of the guys to come to the podium, but I will say 45 points, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns by Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I mean, hello.
Yeah. And somebody's going to complain about the defense. I mean,
Brady's okay.
17 points allowed again.
No, they're going to say that's cool what Brady did, but did you see Jameis today? That's coming. It's coming.
We already went all through our Jameis watch.
Yeah.
Fumble loss, interception, 222 yards passing.
But somebody's gonna. It just, to me, the thing that I am so amazed about is Tom Brady's gone 200 pass attempts without an interception. It's a Buccaneer record.
You think?
What's that?
I said, you think that's a record for the Bucs? I mean, Jameis went 17. What was that? 17 passing attempts with 4 interceptions one time. So
we go from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, we don't. There's not a lot of
in between the middle.
Bucs, is there? Yeah, there's not a lot in between. But Dave and I have actually had this conversation off the air about teams that are mired in mediocrity and mired in the middle, and how you can't get out of that. Once you're stuck in the middle, you're kind of screwed. And that's what happened with the Bucs. Is the Bucs were able to go from the bottom of the pack overnight to climb up and become something. And that's, I'm telling you, one player makes a difference. Anybody who thinks one player doesn't make a difference, well, look at the Bucs record right now. I mean, it is what it is.
As I
And
said earlier, I thought AB got him juiced today with that 62-yarder.
yeah, that, by the way, is the longest touchdown. Or Dave, you had the stats. You know what that is. What was the deal on that? Longest since?
I think that's the longest reception by Antonio Brown since 2018 and the longest completion since 2018 for Tom Brady.
Yeah. It's well, this is the game we've been waiting for. If you guys remember what I said after the last game that the Bucs won, I said, I'm happy that they won, but I'm pissed because where's the offense? Oh, here it is.
There's your answer.
Found it. It's
just a little bit.
Yeah, this is what I have not understood why we haven't seen more of. And it just feels like, remember that Falcons game last year when everything started to click? This is the first game where I think you feel that, okay, now they're everybody seems like they're back on the same page. They're back to playing football. They're not celebrating the Super Bowl anymore. Everybody's like back focused and online. So
we have the how many touchdowns does Brady have throwing this year so far?
15, I think. Dave,
I'm not sure. I'm asking.
You checking that out, Dave?
I'm working on it.
Dave's always that. Dave's the.
He's got 1,356 yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
That was before this game.
So add 5, so that's 15.
Right, 15.
I did my head.
Math. All right, so and the record's what, 4-1 now?
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 games in.
Yep.
Let's split the season into 3 parts, and then we'll just lose that 17th game. What's 3 times 15?
45.
Dude, he's going for the all-time season record you watch. That's why he's throwing when we're like, why are you just running the ball right now? And he's like, ding, 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 ding.
Well, he's going for the all-time Bucs record. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
well, what's the single season record for touchdown passes?
5,000 something. So he's not on pace
5,000 touchdown passes?
No, 5,000 yards.
Yeah, what's the single season for touchdown?
Say, like it's close to 60, isn't it?
I believe it's Peyton Manning with 55.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Tom Brady's on pace for less than 10, just 10 less of that. So watch it. He's coming. He wants all the records. You know he wants all the records.
Interesting. In second place are Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes with 50.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't like the
Remember those days? Remember
Brady's
back when he was called Baby Goat?
Career.
Remember when everybody was calling him Baby Goat back in those days?
Now we just call him Billy.
Yeah. Now it's, I don't know. That's just ugly stuff. It really is ugly stuff.
That was ugly. But I'm going to go back and check the rest of the press conferences. If I have any solid information, I'll be right back.
All right. Sounds great.
All right, guys. Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that share button. Special thanks to everybody on screen for their participation. And comment section. Let us know. Are you mad at the defense? Do you still miss Jameis Winston? I'll be back.
Thank you, Keith.
Thanks, Keith. Do you guys really? Is there anybody out there willing to say that you miss Jameis? I gotta know. Is there anybody out there with that who's looking at New Orleans with envy right now? Because there are so many Bucs fans that I know you want to say that. You're waiting for Brady to have a bad game on a week that Jameis has a good game, just so you can just. I hear you guys. I really do.
I want to clear up because I don't want to shortchange Jameis in any way, shape, or form. I said he had 222 yards. That was when I had made notes. The final, his tally was 279 yards passing, but he did have 2 turnovers.
He almost had a 300-yard game.
Almost.
Brady almost had a 300-yard half in the first half. Brady would have had 500 yards, but they pulled him halfway through the fourth quarter.
And he was icing his hand, but I don't think it was anything serious. But after Gabbert went in, you did see Brady on the sideline icing his hand. I guess it was sore from throwing so much.
It was like
I don't know.
It was hot. It was hot. That guy's hand was hot.
Trying to cool it off a little.
Yeah. Hopefully that's nothing serious. Hopefully it's, not a not a Russell Wilson kind of a deal, where Russell's got some issues there with that finger pointing in the wrong direction. But anyway, hopefully that's not the case. We're not going to deal with that. But I don't know. Dave, when you look at the way everything has gone today around the league, I mean, the other scores that you've seen, anything stand out to you?
Let's see.
Now, I know the reason I'm bringing it up, I believe there was like the Vikings almost lost to the Lions, but everybody beats the Lions.
The Vikings aren't very good. People need to look out for the Bengals, and I'm sure my family in Southwest Ohio will love the props. They did lose to the Packers 25-22, but they're 3-2, and they're a very improved team. And Joe Burrow is starting to live up to his promise. So the Bengals, while losing, and there's no moral victories, they're a team that's on the rise for sure. The Vikings eked out a 19-17 game.
And the Patriots almost lost to the Texans.
Yeah, actually, it was 15-9.
Yeah,
Texans, and they led for most of the game. The Patriots had 4 starting offensive linemen out with COVID, so I'm surprised that they won. Quite frankly,
wow. 4 linemen out with COVID.
4 linemen out with COVID.
So.
Other than that, pretty much everybody seems to hold serve.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that the Lions keep finding ways to, like, heartbreaking ways to lose, record long field goals. It doesn't matter. They always find ways to lose.
But I will say the Steelers pulled out a convincing win 27-19 over the Broncos. And I think putting rest in peace stones up for Steelers may be premature.
Well,
but they're in a really tough division.
They had a good game, right? I mean, let's be honest. You know they've got a good game or two in them, but this is not the Steelers of old.
No, not at all. But as far as saying they're done with him and there's no backup, well, I think that may be a bit premature. They've got spite in them.
He had a good day. He had a good day. That is correct. Yeah, he had a good day. Is there any major fantasy news out there, Dave?
News. Chris Moore, wide receiver for Houston, has owned in pretty much 0% of the fantasy teams. He had 5 receptions on 5 targets for 109 yards and a touchdown. He came out of nowhere, literally. So if you're in need of a wide receiver, that's something to consider. The big guns today, Devontae Adams had 10 receptions on 14 targets, 186 yards and a touchdown. Myles Gaskin in the game we just saw, he had 10 receptions on 10 targets, 74 yards and those 2 touchdowns to go with 25 yards rushing. And props to Mike Evans, 6 receptions on 8 targets, 112 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I got to include Antonio Brown, my player of the game, 6 receptions on 7 targets, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. On the quarterback front, a guy named Tom Brady had a pretty good game.
Heard of him.
He had 411 yards, 5 touchdowns, as we've discussed. And don't forget the 13 yards rushing. Other than that, there's not a lot to talk about. If you are in need of a quarterback and need to pick one up, Davis Mills of Houston, he had 312 yards and 3 touchdowns. So
if you're going there, you're in real trouble.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm saying if you're like in a super flex league and you really need a quarterback, well, it's an option, and not many people own him. So that's why I try to cover is if looking to fill holes in and outstanding performances. And well, Davis Mills is out there, folks.
Yeah. Well, guys, this segment was brought to you by BetUS. Bet with the 3-decade leader. BetUS. Join now for 125% bonus or a 200% bonus with crypto. Use Bucs Report 125 as a code and bet sports, horses, pop culture, casino, and more at betus.com. You bet, you win, you get paid. Bet US. And one more time, guys, you can get that pick, that free pick on tomorrow night's game. You don't miss this, guys. Attention sports bettors. Today's sponsor, ATS Wins, is a company with a 30-year track record of sports betting success, is giving our fans the best bet on tomorrow's Monday Night Football matchup for free between the Colts and the Ravens. They strongly advise everyone bet it tonight because tomorrow they predict the line will move against them. Get the right bet at the right price today, tonight, whatever you call it, by texting Bucs, B-U-C-S, to 828-800-WINS. That's 828-800-9467. Again, that's B-U-C-S to 828-800-WINS, and get ATS Wins best bet on tomorrow's Monday Night Football game, absolutely free, no obligation, just a winner you can bank on. All right, awesome. I think we've got the housekeeping taken care of, and now I want to hear from you guys out there. And this is you want to know what it's like. See, right now in Pittsburgh or in I heard out west they're talking blizzards already and snow, and Tampa fans are complaining. And you want to know what it's like to be a Tampa fan? You want to know what it's like? Let's bring Ray Kennedy in.
Oh, hold on a minute, guys. Let me get one more.
Let's show you what it's like being a Tampa fan. The best of the Bay, Ray Kennedy.
Defending Super Bowl champions. That's how you win. That's how you do it. That's how you go to 4-1 and you start the second. I'm just kidding, guys. How y'all doing today?
Good, man. How are you?
Not as good as you, Ray.
Right.
No, I'm actually not there. I just actually about half an hour ago, I told my wife, I've been putting up the vinyl fencing here this weekend, and I said, hon, I need another 6-pack of beers. And she's like, why? I said, because I want to do some more fence. She's like,
we can barely hear you, Ray.
Hold on. How about that now, brother?
Now we can hear you.
Oh,
Keep the microphone out of the pool. That's a Florida problem.
So
that might help.
My wife's like, you don't need beer to work on that fence. I said, the hell I don't. The Bucs just beat the Dolphins today. We started the second quarter off on a victory. It's a short turnaround week now. We go to Philadelphia on Thursday night. But you know what? They crossed a lot of T's and dotted a lot of I's today. Running game, Geo. Hope we got to wait and stay tuned to see what's going on with Tom's hand. But yeah, people are always going to hate, but there was a lot of love out there today. It was a hot day at Raymond James Stadium, and the home team won.
Yeah, the good guys won handily, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, by the way, for everybody, Ray Kennedy has his show Cup of Ray that is on, and also you can see him on the pregame show before every Bucs game right here on Bucs Report.
And if you go to Google Maps right now and go to the earth view of my backyard, you'll see me doing synchronized victory swimming.
That's a new Olympic sport if I ever heard one.
Yes, when you're all by yourself and you're doing synchronized swimming, it's yes, you had some beer.
Wait, why do you assume, Rick, I'm all by myself? Oh, you know me too well.
Well, no, well, there's no splashing going on, and
the best
sounds
part of
peaceful.
In the pregame show, Philip Schwegler and myself had Eric, I think it was Eric, on from WTSB, the sports director over there, and he started pointing out the fact that, the Bucs this weekend, and of course the Rays play Game 3 against those Red Sox going on right now, and then the Lightning start this week, and I didn't get a chance to say to him, but I wanted to say, it's a darn good thing that Tampa Bay doesn't have an NBA basketball team because we just have too many hangovers to sell up to, too many boat parades and hangovers to get over. I don't think we could do anymore. If those Rowdies win the entire NSPL league, I think we're just going to have to go to a full rotational round robin drinking league down here.
By the way, the Rays right now are winning in the bottom of the second 2-1 over the stinking Boston Red Sox.
What'd you say, Dave?
I said we've already shot the parade budget for the city of Tampa.
Because Gasparilla was always the biggest parade. Now we're throwing, World Championship, Tampa Bay, we're throwing parades that make Gasparilla look, well, nothing compared. I'm sure both of you guys have been to at least one Gasparilla. Nothing really does.
I've kept my shirt on through every one of these championship parades. That's all I'm telling
you.
Well,
Rick, you don't have any beads.
But if I had beads, it would all be different.
Hello.
But, yeah.
I don't want to
listen. You can't say too much because you're the guy on here without a shirt on. So
Hey, I'm not going to go. I want to keep it PG-13, so I'll just go to the top of the shoulders. I'll tell you what. It's the little bit of drier air snuck in there, and we talked about that, guys. That it gets to be. It's that time of year in Florida where the humidity dips down just a little bit. So Floridians, we always think, oh, it's our time to get out and get a little crazy. But like I said on my Cup of Ray pregame this morning, and on a pregame show from the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol, I hope that everyone who went to Raymond James Stadium, first of all, gets home safely and had a great time. But I hope that they had their sunblock, because today was a tanning index of 10, and we've all been to those games. I remember the games all growing up that you put on sunburn and you went to work the next day hoarse from screaming so much. But Bucs won, and it really wasn't that bad of a deal, was it?
Yeah, exactly.
So what else you guys got going on? You want to get rid of me, don't you?
Well, I can barely hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for having me, brother. I hope you have a great day, and thanks for having me on, Mr. Rick.
All right, have a good one,
Ray.
See you, fellas.
All right, we have. I think we're gonna have an update here on some more of the post-game press conferences. Is that correct?
That's correct, and also to alleviate, maybe not alleviate, but to enlighten some Bucs fans. Yes, you did see Tom Brady soaking his right thumb during the game while he wasn't on the field. During his post-game press conference, he had the thumb taped up, said he'll do his best to play through it. But Tom Brady does have an injured thumb on his throwing hand.
Okay. Did he seem genuinely concerned, or was it kind of the normal Tom Brady? I'm not going to give you any crap. Any kind of
really all you got out of him was, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said in his younger days he would have hid the fact that his thumb was taped up from the media, but yes, he has he called it a football injury.
Okay. He probably smacked it on a helmet or something, I would guess. And
I would guess we don't know when this was. I mean, I don't think it really affected his throws much, but
I don't know when it happened, though. I mean, if is that why they pulled him in the fourth?
I mean, he did okay today.
That could have been, but then again, what, we didn't want to see Blaine Gabbert? Come on, man. That was awesome.
I'm perfectly happy having Gabbert come in, and I wish they would actually give him more. I wish there was more garbage time so Gabbert could get more work. I really do, and I wish that they would not pull the whole offensive line and everything at the same time. They'd give him work with the ones, but just to play it safe, I guess. But
well, speaking of garbage time, OJ Howard.
He had 2 catches today.
And first of all, utmost respect, but we did have an OJ Howard sighting earlier in the game a couple times, a couple nice little grabs, but bro, you can't be that big and be that bad at blocking.
Yeah, he's been good at blocking before today. He was not good today.
You could have just fallen down and let him trip over you. That would have been better.
Yeah.
But OJ, not a great day on the blocking side for him. They definitely missed Gronkowski. Brady got a boo-boo on his throwing thumb. And again, as we said earlier, the word as of now on Levante David is a high ankle sprain. That's not really good if that's what it is. That can linger. Yeah. That said, the Buccaneers 45-17. I'm going to head back to the old wire over here and see what else I can dig up for you.
You're going to I get the picture of you, sitting in like a smoky office with blinds behind you with light coming in through the blinds, trying to get the information off the wire, calling your sources.
Decoding these secret messages.
Yes.
Yeah. When in reality, it's me with my ear up against the YouTube channel going, what the hell did he just say?
Awesome. All right. Thanks for calling in. Thanks.
Hey, all right. Thank you, sir.
You got it.
Thanks, Steve.
Here, by the way, is a picture of Brady. Let me take the banner off here. There you go. There he is with the taped up thumb. So that is, I'm not acting like that means anything. I'm not trying to raise alarm or concern or anything. I'm just telling you that's that. Come on, guys. You guys are quiet tonight. Not quite sure why you guys are this quiet. Let's go to our surprises and disappointments, Dave. The surprises, the happy end of this whole thing for me, when I have to say, I'm surprised at the complete balance this team showed today. I really am. Now, as far as players and who was a surprise, the depth that showed up at the very end of the game on wide receiver, I thought was very, very nice. I'm surprised that Brady spread the ball around as much as he did. He has not been doing that, it seems like, earlier this year. I'm not going to act like I'm surprised by Fournette because I've been saying it for a while. Fournette needs to be the guy, and let's just call it what it is. Surprises for you, Dave?
Well, the surprise for me, I think, would be Antonio Brown just kicked it up a notch today. He's from Miami, and somehow he rises to the occasion, and it doesn't take much of an occasion to do so. I just thought he was my player of the game. It got the team that 62-yard pass play. That was like a moment that I think really ignited the offense. And I was expecting a good game out of AB, but he just far exceeded my expectations. So I'll put that in the surprise column. A disappointment would be that I thought still the defense was slow getting out of the box. And the Dolphins aren't very good. And they hung around and were leading after the first quarter. So it was a slow start. And really probably the almost crushing disappointment is that you got Levante David with a high ankle sprain because JPP looked rusty. To tackle, he was kind of scrambling to make tackles at times. And I think that having Levante David out for an extended period of time, when you go up against good teams, and they need to keep winning when they've got the schedule the way it's favorable for them now, because when you start getting to the Saints, when you start getting to the tougher teams, you're going to have a problem if your defense is not. We've already seen you have to have all the pieces in place for the Bucs defense to play at an extremely high level, and I mean championship level. The offense is already there.
Much tougher than like Philadelphia. I mean, I think this is a tough game this week that they.
I think it is too, and I wouldn't be surprised. It's a quick turnaround. Brady does have his thumb. That's not a good thing.
No, Thursdays are rough. Thursday night games are bad. Johnny Dean and I have talked extensively about this. Thursday night games are brutal.
And I don't think you can spend time on the Eagles while you're trying to take care of the Dolphins. So you've got a few days to prepare, but the Eagles only have a few days to prepare. They're at home. They're coming off a big win in Carolina. And I think this is going to be a tough game. The Eagles have a decent shot at the Bucs, especially if David's out and you still have a dinged up secondary. Jalen Hurts is going to be very difficult to contain if you don't have Levante David in there.
Yeah, Carl Hardy said, what's the word on David? Is he okay? David, you okay? No, I'm kidding. I think he means Levante David. And
I'm very unimportant in these things.
Levante David, is he okay? Bruce Arians has said in his very non-medical professional opinion, he thinks it's a high ankle sprain. But we don't know more than that right now. I imagine we'll hear over the next day or two.
I believe the x-rays were negative, but they'll probably do an MRI tomorrow and how severe the sprain is and how long he'll be out. But he's going to miss time would be my thought. Just a question how much.
Yeah, I know. The short turnaround, that's just brutal. Hey, yeah, let's plug in another backup on defense. Why not? I know you were saying you thought JPP struggled. I think that the reason the defense, in essence, rose to the occasion and came back and was what they are. This team needs JPP on the field. I think they play like a different defense when JPP is on the field. And anybody who says, "Oh my God, they give up 17 points to Miami," this is the NFL now. Okay, this is the NFL now. It is what it is. The NFL is a you're going to score in the NFL. It's very hard to you hold a team to 17, you're probably going to win the game. It's not like the old days when there were 9-3 games and things like that. But yeah, even when your quarterback gets hurt, we showed you this picture, by the way, courtesy of Greg Auman of The Athletic. He's the one who tweeted out that picture of Brady's thumb. That is, look, you hold a team to 17 a couple weeks in a row now, and everybody starts complaining. I don't know, what points are you expecting them to hold the other team to? That's my question. Especially if you have this offense. If right now we could make a deal and say, starting today, for the rest of the season, the other team automatically gets 17. What do you think the record is for the Bucs the rest of the way? I don't think they lose a game. So hold them to 17, Bucs. I'm perfectly happy with that. And me, who, if you guys remember Sunday night, I was pissed off at the offense. I'm a happy man. I am a happy camper. My disappointments.
And that second Dolphins touchdown pretty much was Jacoby Brissett. He had Bucks draped on him, it felt like, every play. And he kept playing like a junior who'd been Roethlisberger in his prime and was slinging the ball with a couple guys grabbing at him. Yeah. So they made some exceptional plays to get that second touchdown.
Yeah, agreed. Now, my disappointments, look, there's not a lot to be disappointed about in a 45-17 game. All right. I mean, you're digging pretty deep. OJ Howard, you're pretty much all I got. You letting
block something.
Yeah, you letting Brady get destroyed. I'm a little bit disappointed in that. Okay.
Going back to your NFL comic, Rick Mills Davis hung 300 on the Patriot defense today.
Yeah. I mean, these
guys can play ball.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing is you don't realize, even when you're playing a team like, let's say, the Texans or the Lions or the Jets, those are grown freaking men over there that are going to punch you in the mouth every chance they get. And it's not going to be easy. And anybody who says, oh yeah, it's easy, we're way better than them. The differential between the best teams and the worst teams is razor thin, really. And it's guys, I promise you this: the Bucs played good football today. Whether they played the Miami Dolphins or whoever, they did. There's nothing. What better could they have done? And that's the honest. That's the honest approach and honest way you need to look at it. They had a good freaking game. Stop whining. Stop complaining. Stop finding ways to act like you know more, or you're the tough guy when it comes to football or whatever. They had a good game. Period. And that's that.
This is the golden age of Buck football. Enjoy it.
Yeah, this is the golden age of Tampa everything right now, guys. It really is. I mean, there's when they call it Champa Bay, they're not kidding. I mean, it really is awesome. By the way, top of the third, still 2-1 Rays. This is the time, man. And hockey's starting again. How beautiful is that? I mean, think about this.
Now, three-peat will be tough. They've lost some players to free agency and the salary cap issues, but
agreed.
They're going to be there.
Agreed. But I don't know. To me, it just seems like everybody's finding reasons to complain during a time when we need to be happy. You're 4-1, and you're like, yeah, but our defense looks terrible. No, they really don't. They really don't. I mean, when you're down this many players to injuries and you still look like this, you really don't look that bad. I got to break that to you. I really do. I got to break that to you. So I don't know. Join me in celebrating this, guys. I mean, am I missing something? Dave, am I missing something?
I had a good time today watching the Bucs play. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. I mean,
there's been some other weeks this year, though, not so much, but I thought that was entertaining.
Anybody around the league that had a bad day? Any teams that you felt had like, oof?
Well, I mean, Carolina, it was at home, and they got beat by the Eagles. I mean, they had a good week because they traded for Stephon Gilmore from the Patriots, which is not something you want to hear if you're a Bucs fan.
Right.
But then they go out and they get beat at home late by the Eagles.
Yeah. That's about a mile a few miles that direction is where that game took place. And guys, I don't know any other way to word this. The Panthers are exactly what we expected. They're getting better, but they're not there yet. The Saints, well, let's be honest. The arc of that team is on its way down. All right, this is not the team to be worried about in the years to come. This is a team that's going to be struggling, Dave, I'm going to say it, in mediocrity. And they're going to be stuck there for a little while. And the Falcons suck. So,
who's their quarterback going to be? Matt Ryan's 36. He's putting up great numbers, and he's underrated for his career. But where are they going? They got Kyle Pitts, and what else?
You got to wonder if Matt Ryan was on a different team, much like they just did with Matt Stafford. What would happen if you put Matt Ryan on? I mean, you saw what he did during the years when Julio was at his peak and not getting injured every third play. You know, Matt Ryan is good. You gotta feel for that guy because I think he still has more in the tank. But the problem is I don't think what he has around him. I don't think it's time. I don't think it's going to happen right now for him.
No, his career is coming to an end, and it's basically being wasted away in Atlanta.
Yeah,
and that's not going to change anytime soon.
No, I don't. I don't think it is. I really don't think that it is. Look, when I watch a Bucs game like today, and really, other than the first drive before the Bucs got the ball, I mean, the Bucs were only down 3-0. That was the only time they trailed. Okay, and I saw all the posts where everybody was freaking out. I think it's funny to me that, guys, we are a year and a half removed. We're 18 months removed from the conversation of, do we re-sign Jameis? 18 months ago, we were back at that point with Jameis when the team was 7-9, I think it was. When weren't sure what to do at quarterback. Is our quarterback okay? Is he good enough? Is he not good enough? That was not that long ago. And some people still have this mentality of, but you also now you have the opposite side who just think that the Bucs are going to be perfect. No, but a dominating, basically beginning to end game like this was. And yeah, okay, they let him score a field goal the first time they went down the field. Okay, I mean, all right. And 2 touchdowns the rest of the entire game. After that first drive, they scored 2 touchdowns in the entire game. And it's not like they were missing other field goals and coming close at other times. They weren't. The Bucs defense played a really solid game. 2 touchdowns the entire game. Brady did it, and he was throwing 2 touchdowns in a quarter multiple times today. So, I mean, he threw 2 touchdowns to Mike Evans. He threw 2 touchdowns to AB. I mean, who else got the touchdowns, Dave?
Leonard Fournette had one.
Who did?
And Giovanni Bernard had one. So you had 4 players with touchdowns.
Yeah, it was a nice touchdown. Yeah, guys, this today was solid all around. This was the first good game, and everybody, we got a few days. Now, let me tell you guys, I want to look forward to Philly. And I want to prep everybody. All right, everybody, understand this. Thursday night games are tough. Thursday night games are really tough on the road team. I don't know what the statistics are, but I know that it's brutal for the road team on Thursday nights. It's crazy how bad that is, Dave. I don't know if that's something you can find, but that is a brutal, brutal thing. Is Thursday night on the road trying to win a game is terribly difficult because you can't really game plan and install a game plan and go out and do your normal practicing and all of that. You basically, Monday, you heal up. Tuesday, you get a walkthrough. Wednesday, you're on the road. I mean, that's basically what it kind of comes down to. They don't fly in on Thursday. So, yeah, it's tough, guys. Thursday road games are tough. And if you guys remember the Bears game last year, let me prep you guys. The Bears game last year was on a Thursday night, and the Bucs looked awful. Awful.
I do have a Thursday night statistic for you, Rick.
Okay.
Since 2006, with Thursday Night Football, home favorites have dominated, going 59-36-2 against the spread, or 62.1%, which is higher, significantly higher than average.
Well, that's home favorites, though, but they're, I'm imagining, not going to be the favorite. I'm just wondering what the record is for the road team. I wonder if there's any way to look up Thursday night road record. Thursday Night Football road record. Let me see if I can dig that up here. But it is. I know this, guys. It's not pretty. I do know that it's not pretty. It's something that the NFL needs to figure out some way to address, because the home team has a massive advantage. They really, really do. We'll get that info for you by the show on Tuesday nights. Thursday nights, you guys ready? This is as of... All right, I don't have the date here right now in front of me. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure what the date was of this. I can tell you it's probably about a year old, I'm guessing. These statistics were: the favorites were 47-25 straight up. The favorites are 36-33 and 3 against the spread. There have been 3 Thursday night ties. Home teams are 38-34 straight up. There we go. Home teams are 31-38 against the spread. Guys, it's tough to do this. It's tough to go on the road. You get no practice at all. The other team gets 1 day of practice in. They get to install a game plan. You basically kind of just go. Now, Philadelphia is not a bad team, guys. I would equate them pretty closely to Chicago last year, as far as the quality of team. And what are you going to do? It's you're going to go out, you're going to give it the best, but that's all you can do. And everybody's going to freak out. Oh my God! If they don't beat the Eagles by a bunch, let's say they beat the Eagles by 3, we should have destroyed this team. That's the stuff we're going to hear. And guys, it's going to be tough. Okay, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be tough.
Well, when I look at
go ahead.
When I look at the depth chart of the Eagles, the only blemish I see is the right tackle Lane Johnson is out. Other than that, they look pretty healthy. So You're going to get your best shot from the Eagles in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and they just beat the Panthers here in Charlotte. So I don't know, guys. I mean, we need a realistic point of view. I mean, a realistic view. And if we're going to lose a game this quarter, this might be the one. This really might be the one.
Even if you lose the game, you're 4-2 with a decimated defense, and you may have Levante David out for extended period of time on top of everything else. That still wouldn't be a bad place to be.
Yeah, but I still think they can pull out the win. But if they win, props to this team. Props to this team because it's going to be tough. And be ready for it, guys. Be ready for a tough game. All right. I'm not predicting a loss. I'm not predicting anything right now. I am saying you got to be realistic about it. You got to understand and recognize it's going to be tough. But I don't know. I mean, if I will say this, guys, if you are the type, if you are interested in betting, here's kind of a little cool, here's kind of a cool thing for you. If you bet on sports and you understand value, that means you realize the benefit of betting good numbers. Our sponsor, ATS Wins, a company with a 30-year track record of betting success, wants to give you all Bucs fans their best bet on the game. All right. So what you want to do is get your bet in tonight, because tomorrow they predict the line will move. Get the right bet at the right price tonight for the Monday Night Football game by texting Bucs, BUCS, to 828-800-WINS. Again, that's text Bucs to 828-800-9467 and get ATS Wins best bet on tomorrow night's Monday Night Football game. Absolutely free, no obligation, just a winner you can bank on. Free is good. I like free. That's the kind of thing I can afford. It's something you guys want to take a look at. Why not? If you bet at all. Also, by the way, on Wednesday night, Mr. Andrew Frobert and I have a game called Against the Spread. I mean, have a show right here on Bucs Report called Against the Spread. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, Dave, we're going to actually have a short show tonight. Do you have anything you want to add?
Great win. They did what they were supposed to do. Don't read too much into it. Don't not read too much into it. They went out, and if it wasn't for Brady having his thumb taped up, I'd say the offense is in championship form. The defense is treading water, which is all you can expect with all injuries they have, especially with now Levante David likely out for an extended period of time. So it was a great day.
One thing I like to do on the post-game show is Dave's social media handles are David W. Says. And I like to always find out what David W. says. What do you have to say, Dave? Why don't you take a second here, take a couple of minutes, and tell us what David W. has to say?
This you're probably not expecting. Bucs Nation, you should be huge Jaguar fans. Buck fans should be rooting for our NFL neighbors tucked into the northeast corner of our state. Yes, Buck fans should be hoping for a lightning-quick turnaround in Jacksonville. Why, you ask? Personally, my opinion has been from the beginning of the Jags, they had no business being granted an NFL franchise. Jacksonville is a college football town, not a pro football town. There's a huge difference between college and pro ball. Just ask Nick Saban. When I ventured to Jacksonville to attend a football game at the Gator Bowl, Jacksonville Municipal, Alltel, Everbank Stadium, or TIAA Bank Field, there was something painfully obvious. College games were standing room only sellouts with frenzied fans. Jacksonville Jaguar games were not so much. It had a good many tarps covering entire sections. Success of the Jags mattered little on the attendance. The reason to cheer now for the Jags is a person near and dear to our hearts. Tampa Bay's offensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich. Yes, this past Tuesday, Vinny Iyer of the Sporting News wrote a piece where he identified the 7 best coaching candidates if Shad Khan decided Urban is walking papers. Guess where Vinny put Mr. Leftwich? At the top of his list. Shad Khan is worth $8 billion and fills the 65th place on the Forbes 400 richest Americans list. People on this list do not like to be made fools of in public, especially. For now, Urban and his $12 million a year salary remain in place. Who wants to pay $12 million and look really foolish for giving that kind of money away? When the owner makes it publicly known, you went to the principal's office and have to earn back trust, and you are the coach. You are not on the hot seat. You are on the on-fire, scorching seat. Since Urban Meyer was named head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the following has occurred. Jags hired a director of sports performance for one day as he resigned over well-known racist comments previously made. Jacksonville signed a 32-year-old former quarterback as a tight end, a position never previously paid. Said player had not been on an NFL roster for 6 years. He was cut and had taken up a valuable roster spot in training camp. Urban Meyer publicly admitted he wanted to draft Kadarius Toney rather than Travis Etienne, the player the Jaguars selected in the first round of the 2021 draft. What a great culture and what a way to motivate. The Jaguars were fined $200,000 and Urban Meyer $100,000 for violating the no contact rule for off-season practices. Urban Meyer communicated to reporters that Jaguars cut players based on their COVID vaccination status. Now, this resulted in the NFL Players Association to open an investigation. The Jags had a quarterback competition in training camp between overall number 1 pick Trevor Lawrence and veteran Gardner Minshew, costing the rookie valuable practice reps. Minshew was traded before the regular season started for a conditional 6th-round pick. Jacksonville traded away 2020 first-round pick C.J. Henderson to the Carolina Panthers of the NFC South. Gee, thanks, Jags. Oh, the trade involved a tight end going to Jacksonville. Urban Meyer said the coaching in the NFL plays like playing Alabama every week. No kidding, this is professional football. And he started his NFL coaching career with the 0-4 start. And oh yeah, that whole leaving your team to fly home after their 19th straight loss to go visit the grandkids at Urban's Chop House in Columbus, Ohio thing. While it may seem bleak in Jacksonville, things could turn around, at least in theory. It's time for Jacksonville and Urban to revert to the average, at least. This would be a huge improvement. Just get better for a while and stop doing what comes naturally. Nowhere to go but up after 19 straight losses. Keep your high-priced coast and pace for a couple of years at least. I mean, he is remorseful for his mistakes, right? Byron Leftwich started his career with Jacksonville as a first-round pick and played for the Jags for 4 seasons from 2003 to 2006. He obviously has ties to Jacksonville. Bruce Arians himself was incensed during the offseason that Leftwich did not even receive a single head coaching interview, and he fully endorses his offensive coordinator for a head coaching position. Seems like it's a matter of time before Mr. Leftwich has the title of head coach. Still, the longer he stays in Tampa, the better. The Brady championship window may be smaller than you think. Just because you want to play until you're 45 or 50 and eat lots of chicken breasts and vegetables and drink rivers of water does not mean you will. To keep the Buck train running, keep your coordinators in place is the best scenario. David W. says the Bucs need to keep that championship window for as long as possible. This means keep our offensive coordinator as well. As strange as this sounds, go Jags, become at least marginally respectable.
Excellent. 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 Now, I've got to tell you, if the Bucs have to lose a coordinator, please, dear God, let it be Byron Leftwich and not Todd Bowles.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would much rather have, if Todd Bowles goes, I'm not sure anybody looks at this team and goes, oh yeah, this team, a great deal of the success of this team is because of Todd Bowles. Is because of Byron Leftwich. Nobody says that. They do say the defense is all about Todd Bowles. So the offense is not all about Byron Leftwich. So Do I hope if they're gonna take one of those guys? Dear God, please don't. Let it. That's fine. Look, Urban, who I'm sure he's getting a headache as we speak. You know,
He's been giving them much more than he's getting.
yeah, he has been giving headaches more than he's been getting them. Yes, and I if this was my show, I would repeat some of the things that like Johnny B has said about Urban and how how he's he's got you looking at one thing. He's got his attention. Everybody's attention is on something other than how bad he's been coaching. And I don't know. It's either a bad misplay or it's genius. I don't know which one it is, but nobody's paying attention to just how bad he is of a coach in the NFL. And I don't know. The guy seems to be magic in college, but
Pat Riley
Pat Riley says Urban has a guaranteed contract, so if he gets fired, it'll cost the Jags a lot more money to hire a new coach. That's part of what I think Dave was saying about the fact that you're talking about one of the richest owners in the NFL who that's pocket change to him. So
if he loses the respect of the locker room, they have to fire him.
Yeah.
Period. Doesn't matter what the cost will be. They will have to fire him. It's just a question, can he recover? And this isn't kids in college. And this is why I never thought Urban would be a successful NFL coach for the reasons we're seeing now. It's a different ball game. It's different players.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, wow.
But just hang in there for a little while. Be marginally competent.
Yeah. That's a big goal. That's the goal. We're all aiming for them to be marginally competent.
That's all we ask, just for a while.
That's all we ask. Hey guys, life is back on. Life is back on. Sports bettors and BetUS has your NBA, NHL, NBA, UFC, PGA, and yes, NFL, LMNOP, NFL betting lines for their 27th year, guys, and live betting on all of it. Log into betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS for a 125% bonus with Bucs Report. 125% or 200% with crypto. Customer service pros are ready to get your phone, social, and online sports betting kicked off. Started, so play with the proven mainstay in the industry, BetUS. You bet, you win, you get paid. BetUS.com. They bring us this game day, guys, and that's a very cool thing. Guys, you guys have been quiet. I mean, I put the link out there. I put the phone number up for a while. I'll put it up one more time, and we'll talk for a couple more minutes and see if you guys do want to join us. But you guys have been very quiet. I don't know if you're still busy watching football or what the deal is, but you guys have been very quiet tonight or today, whatever it is. I'm used to it being tonight. And yeah, Dave, once again, Thursday night, get ready for a late one. It's going to be what it's going to be. But if you guys want to join us, it's the last shot here. Last call. Let's bring it. Come on, you guys. I want to hear from you. So if nobody's out there and nobody has anything left to say, which I'm like, what the heck is with that? How are you guys? How are you? Where are you guys? Are you all in there? Is everybody in Ray's swimming pool? Is that where you guys are tonight? Everybody in Ray's swimming pool.
They're on their way.
Yeah.
They looked up Google Maps and Google Earth,
told them,
and they're on their way to Ray's house.
But anyway, guys, it's been fun. I am very much interested in y'all's opinion, and I'm surprised in your opinion. I'm very interested in your opinion. But Tuesday night, I'm going to be right here on Bucs Report. on a little show called Buck AF. That's Buck as well. You know what the F stands for. And we have a lot of fun on that show. It's a good time. We got a brand new segment that we absolutely are having a good time with called You Are So Awesome. And there are, we will have plenty of fun things to discuss. So, well, yep. Okay, guys, you guys seem very quiet, very silent. Don't have anything to say tonight.
You do have a Brady comment in the comment section.
Brady threw his 596th career regular season touchdown today. I will believe he will get to 700 career touchdowns. Do you? 100? That means he's got to play at least 2 more seasons after this. At least
3.
Yeah. Well, if he throws 40,
sure it'd be 3.
Right. If he throws 40 this year, and he's on pace to at 45 now. So let's say he drops it down to 40. He's more than 45 because there's one more game in there. I don't know, guys. Do I think he'll get to 700? I don't know. I mean, what's that Tom Brady documentary, Tom versus Time? He's going to have to win that battle for at least 2 or 3 more years and be playing at that level for that long. We shall see. I mean, eventually, guys. Now, this is the interesting thing. Let's project 2 or 3 years down the road. I'm going to leave you guys with this to chew on this, and let's talk about this on Tuesday night. I want you guys to chew on this for a little bit. What if Kyle Trask is lighting it up in practice? What if Kyle Trask looks really, really good in practice? What do the Bucs do a couple of years from now? It's a very, very interesting little conundrum. I guess you could call it. It's an interesting twist to be thinking about. It's nothing we got to worry about, but it's fun just to at least consider, at least wonder about. Dave, any final thoughts?
Well, on Brady, I mean, you're basically saying he's 44 now. You're basically saying he's going to play to 47. Of course, I have a tough time with him playing this way at 44, and he is.
Right.
But so he's already exceeded any type of expectation as far as longevity goes. He's an outlier. It's just a question of how much of an outlier he is. It's hard for me to think that he's not going to just come back, and contrary to the popular opinion, he's not just going to come back for a record. He's going to come back if his team can go for a championship run. And 3 years, 47, that's going to be tough. Right. And you're assuming he's going to continue on with his breakneck pace, which I don't think is going to happen either.
Yeah, I mean, but I just refuse at any point now to say Brady can't do that. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm just going to say, okay, Brady can do it until he doesn't. I'm going to say he can. I mean, if he's 50 and he's playing at this level, I'm going to say he can go to 55. Until he doesn't, I'm going to say he can.
He is an outlier unto himself.
Yeah.
I don't know what more to add. I mean, probably not, but he's doing it now. So I don't know, but you're saying he's going to play to 47. He's going to play at a exceptional level, which he's the only guy with a shot.
I mean, to say he's going to play to 44 and play at an exceptional level is ridiculous.
So here we are. So
how long? 47 is ridiculous. Okay. I mean, I have no reason to not believe he's not going to complete this season at this kind of a level. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say he can't. That's for darn sure. He's earned that. All right. I'm going to go ahead and close this thing out, guys, with one final bit of housekeeping. Attention, sports bettors. Today's sponsor, ATS Wins, a company with a 30-year track record of Sports betting success is giving our fans their best bet on tomorrow's Monday Night Football matchup between the Colts and the Ravens. They strongly advise everybody bet on it tonight because tomorrow they predict the line will move against them. Get the right bet at the right price tonight by texting Bucks to 828-800-WINS. That's 828-800-9467. Again, Bucks, BUCS to 828-800-WINS. And get ATS Wins best bet on tomorrow night's Monday Night Football game. No obligation, just a winner you can bank on. Go Bucks, go Bucks, go Bucks.